Hello there, and welcome back to another review slash me getting my thoughts out about a game type thing. This one is for Golden Sun. I finished Golden Sun last Tuesday, I think it was last Tuesday, just before I started Evolved, basically. But yeah, finished Golden Sun. Pretty cool game. Obviously, it's quite an older title rather than one of the newer titles. Came out way back in early 2000s. So yeah, it was a Game Boy Advance game. It's a Nintendo exclusive title, split up into several games rather than it being all in one game. So it's kind of like you only get some of the story. So I've not done the sequels yet, so I still need to do those to get like the full story. But the kind of standaloneness of the story itself for Golden Sun 1 kind of makes sense. So let's talk about the story first. So you play as a silent protagonist in Isaac, is like the main character, and then you get like a couple of other characters join during the game. So Garrett, Ivan, and Mia. And the general idea is that at the start of the game, your hometown is like a protector of the is it the Mercury or the Mars Shrine? I think it's the Mars Shrine. So you're the protector of this shrine, and a couple of bad guys show up and they activate the shrine. And it causes like this volcano to erupt, and all the jinn that were in this shrine all escape into the world, and basically the bad guys are trying to activate these lighthouses, which will cause something to happen. It's not, as far as I can remember, it's not explicitly explained what will happen if all these lighthouses are activated. I think mostly because it's split into several games, the story, it kind of holds some of the story back rather than telling you everything. So yeah, basically the idea is that your party is trying to stop these bad guys from activating all these lighthouses. By the end of the first game, 2 of the lighthouses are activated out of the 4. So there's kind of that, and like the main bad guys end up being defeated, but part of the party is like still around, sort of thing. It's like strange in how that he actually does that. But overall, it's like a really cool sort of standalone part of the story. Music's pretty good. For a Game Boy Advance game, obviously there's not too many different tracks in it, but what there are is like it's pretty catchy. Like the battle music and the various different town music and dungeons. Like there's a couple of different tracks, there's just not many different tracks. Obviously, with this being a Nintendo Game Boy Advance game, there's no trophies or achievements, so I can't talk about those. What I can talk about though is, like, to complete the game kind of 100%, you have to collect all these Jinn. There are 4 different types, so there's Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus. Each one represents a different element. So Venus was earth, Mars was fire, Mercury is wind, and Jupiter is water. I think I've got that correct. I can't remember. Has been a week, which is really weird that I'm like, yeah, it's been over a week, but yeah, other than that, it's like you collect all these Jinn, he's not explicitly explained what happens if you collect them all, but there are some that you can only collect in the second game, which is something that this game did, was that if you got to the end of the game, you could get a password, and that password could be inputted into the second game, and all your stuff would be carried over. So like, I think it's like equipment, money, and the gin get carried over, or something like that. If you like have the gold password, which is like incredibly long. But yeah, Golden Sun was a fun time. I enjoyed playing it. It's a pretty cool game. It's something that I always wanted to play when I was growing up, and at the time, because we weren't bought games all the time, it was one of those where it was like you got maybe one on your birthday and then a couple at Christmas. I used to download them as ROMs for emulators, and at the time I couldn't find an English copy of Golden Sun. The only copy I ever found at the time was I think it was like French or Spanish or something, probably French. Yeah, so I played maybe like an hour of it, didn't understand any of it, and then never played it again until now. I will. The aim is to play Golden Sun 2 before the end of the year. It's one of the games I want to like knock off the list of games that I want to go back and play from the backlog. So I will play it at some point. Obviously, it's not going to be anytime soon, just because of the sheer amount of games that are coming out over the next couple of weeks. But overall, Golden Sun was a fun time. I really enjoyed playing it. Absolutely do not regret taking the time to go back and actually play it as well. So yeah, Golden Sun, thumbs up. And then if you did get to the end of this ramble, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.